Hello, viewers. You are watching the Policy Times, India's only media on public policy and foreign affairs. And it's also a people's voice on public policy. So, today, as part of our foreign affairs and international issues, we are fortunate to have the High Commissioner of Embassy of Zambia in New Delhi. Ma'am, welcome to the Policy Times and thank you so much for giving us time for the interview.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You're welcome.
Ma'am, Zambia, an African country, has completed 54 years now. How has the journey been of Zambia in the development path?
In the development path, Zambia has been steadfast and very consistent. Of course, having been a former British colony, we went through the normal hand-holding by Britain. But over the years, we've started to stand on our own 2 feet, and we've evolved from political independence and now to economic independence. And I'm happy to mention that our education, our health, has been growing. Of course, we haven't, especially in the health sector, we are still growing. But I wish to mention that very recently we did a heart transplant in Zambia. Yes. So our doctors have evolved. There's been a lot of capacity building, and also our relationship with India in terms of health. We have, there has been a lot of beneficiation towards capacity building. The last year, we've seen a lot of the capacity building of our middle class in the health sector, like medical assistants, oncologists, nurses. They've been to India to do some capacity building. The very recent one was at Artemis Hospital. In the educational sector, Zambia has sent a lot of students in private colleges, but also through ICCR and ITEC. India has supported us in capacity building, the short courses at both public and private universities. So we are, our progress is ongoing. Yes, but it has been progress, good progress, and we are still improving day by day.
That's wonderful to hear, ma'am. So now you are in India, in New Delhi, for I think a longer period now. So now what is your vision? How are you taking things forward to again boost the existing already positive relation to this level?
Well, from the mission's point of view, we would like to see a situation where Zambia puts up a specialty hospital with assistance from Indian technology in terms of heart transplants, knee replacements, because that is an area where we are in need, and also in the area of oncology. Yeah, we've got a lot of cancer patients, though of course I need to mention that we have our own cancer hospital, but we also need capacity building in that regard. And I see a situation where in the next 5 to 10 years, we have more oncologists, more medical lab technicians, more cardiologists, because at the moment we have about 120 or thereabout, more than 100 students doing health-related programs.
Oh, okay.
So we see a situation where we'll be able at least break even.
Right.
And I wish to mention that through collaboration with India and through Exim Bank, India supported us in the building of 650 rural health posts in the rural part of the country. So, as I was saying, our relationship with India has grown strength to strength, and we have received capacity building in those spheres from India. Currently, we also have a very big project, the decongestion of Lusaka project, where India has assisted Zambia. Those are just a few, but there are several others. And we also, over the last 2 to 3 years, because of the vicious marketing by the mission, we have seen a lot of people from the private sector wanting to come and invest in Zambia.
Right.
Yes, in manganese mining, refinery, emerald mining. The list is endless. It's a ballpark figure.
Wonderful. As I see in the background, I mean, it gives a very wonderful view about the country. And so what are tourism must be one of the important sectors of the country, and it's inviting people from Africa, from different part of the world. What are the potential sectors other than this course where India and other countries can focus?
I'm proud to mention that Zambia owns one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Oh, that's beautiful.
The Victoria Falls.
Right.
And I wish to make mention that it is 1.5 kilometers on the Zambian side and 500 meters on the Zimbabwean side. I know people sometimes get confused where the Victoria Falls is. It is on the border, but it is longer.
Wonderful.
And this falls comes from the mighty Zambezi River, where we derive our name from. So we have marketed the Victoria Falls, and we have seen a rise in the number of tourists that have been coming to Zambia. And also, last year, after the visit of the Indian President, Nath Kovind, we've seen also that has been an additional rise for people to come and see the Victoria Falls, because he was one of the people who went to see the mighty Victoria Falls. And we also have one of the largest game parks, Kafue National Park. And we have other smaller national parks dotted all over the country. And this is a place where you can, at least for the first time in your life, you can get a feel of a walking safari.
Oh,
come to face to face with the lion, the cheetah, and that is really untamed wild animals.
Right.
And it's not like here where you've tamed almost everything. You can see the wild buffalo, not the buffalo like you have in India.
It's very different.
Yes. We are the only ones in that region who have the legendary walking safari. You can have the cool breeze, and also when you are at Victoria Falls, you can have a swim in the Devil's Pool. Yeah. So we have wonderful waterfalls, not just this one, but others dotted all over the country. Yes.
So, ma'am, now coming to the point of now you being an Excellency, an ambassador, High Commissioner to many countries in South Asia and also to Singapore and Tanzania.
Yes.
How has been your experience in understanding the issues, how people are receiving Zambia as a nation? And how are you seeing the expansion and increase or progress of relationship with South Asia and other part of the world?
I wish to mention here that Zambia, being one of the peaceful countries in the southern part of Africa, we've been blessed in that even ASEAN countries, this end, have shared relations from the time of our founding father, Dr. Kaunda. So we are just building upon what he left. Yeah, we've had good relations with all the ASEAN countries, including incredible India. So we are just building upon those relations. And talking about Africa, Zambia itself is surrounded by 8 countries. And we share peaceful relations with all the 8 of them. That is why we are saying that it is a make-do destination. In terms of bilateral, multilateral relations, Zambia has scored a first in that it is peaceful, it has created easements in doing business. As long as any person, even from Asian countries, as long as you are not in conflict with the law, you live happily ever after. I wish to make mention that we have quite diverse culture, despite the fact that it's embedded in our constitution, that we are a Christian nation. We are still tolerant to other religions like Hinduism, Islam, and the others, Buddhism, and so on.
That's wonderful.
So, and we have quite a huge number of first, second, third generation Indians who have lived there all this while. Yeah, so Zambia is a place to be, is a place to go. Zambia is a place to invest.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
With the kind of beauty that it has. The last question with which we would like to conclude is that Africa is a country, as a region, is rich with resources. At the same time, it faces certain basic challenges as emerging, or like poverty, like education, healthcare, and all. How is the region? How is Africa as a region is evolving and coming out of that shelf and utilizing, leveraging its resource advantage?
Zambia, being a developing country, like any developing country, has challenges. Like I earlier made mention, we are evolving and we've been steadfast, and we've been improving, and we have put in place social welfare pockets where certain communities are able to get relief in certain spheres, yeah, and just like any other country, we do have challenges.
Right.
But I wish to also mention that in the education sector, the policy is that people are availed free education from grade 1 to 7. So in order, we have put that in place as a policy to ensure that a lot of people access primary education. That same policy goes for health. The basic health spheres like maternal health care, those are free. Yes, those are free for the communities. Yes, so basically under social welfare, those are certain spheres and policy in terms of policy direction which have been put in place.
Wonderful.
Yes.
So we had the High Commissioner of Embassy of Zambia in New Delhi, and we discussed, as ma'am said, Excellency said, that it's a beautiful place to visit, to invest, and to stay. So thank you for watching the Policy Times, and keep watching.